Welcome back to Battisfield in Middleboro. I'm John Horrigan, joined by Rick Page, and of course our cameraman,
Lloyd Searle.
So, some games around the EFL. Why don't we handicap the playoff games, Rick?
Thanks very much, John. Well, this, of course, is the big playoff game right now today with Methuen here against Middleboro. And we also tomorrow have Hyde Park versus Hockomock. Rhode Island faces Marlboro. And those are the games scheduled for this week. And, of course, we've got a big one tonight, Randolph playing Medway to see who's going to be also that other team in the playoffs.
That's right. That will be contingent on how Charlestown does. DeRosa is deep. He's averaged 29 yards per kick return this season, Rick.
Thanks very much. There's the kick. And DeRosa cannot, and the other receiver can't make up their mind, and it rolls into the end zone and is down there for a touchback. So the Cobras will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Let me set the lineups for you, Rick. The center for Middleboro is Tom McSweeney, the left guard. Bill Fuller, the right guard. Tom Schaefer, the right tackle. Jim Hooley, the left tackle. Gary Perry, the tight end. Pete Delarocco, the flanker. Mike Gonzalez, the wide receiver. John Montalbano. Halfback is Tony DeRosa, the quarterback. Todd Levine, and the fullback is Greg Homel.
Thanks very much, John. I know it. It comes fast here. We're just underway here in the second half. 15-0. Middleboro leading. Okay. Levine brings him up to the line of scrimmage. I formation in the backfield. DeRosa is a deep man. 5-2 for Methuen. Long count. Levine hands off to DeRosa off right tackle. He gets across the 25, it looked like. Or close to it. And, well, no, they only give him a couple of yards, so it'll be a 2nd down and 8.
Defensively for the Outlaws, the left defensive tackle is Kenny Mulcahy, the right defensive tackle Jim Curley, the left defensive end Gary Pfaff, the right defensive end Alan Roycroft, the linebackers All-Star Al Wood and Pete Petro, the free safety Corey Regan, the strong safety Greg Raffia, the left cornerback Dennis Yo, and the right cornerback Anthony Barksdale.
Thanks, John. Okay, we have again I formation in the backfield. Both receivers split wide. Levine back to pass. He's rushed. It passes up to DeLaRosa, and he gets across the 30 and has that 1st down. And he's close to the 35-yard line before Hoey looked like he brought him down, and also Doug Parker in the play. Oh, 1st down for the Mitchell Club as they're moving from left to right as we look at it. And they're maroon and white. The Methuen Outlaws, white with blue numerals. 15-0. Cobras jumping out to a big lead in that first half. But Levine brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Hummel in the backfield with DeRosa. O'Reilly to the far side and Gonzalez to the near side. Levine spins, gives to Hummel across the 35, and he gets up to the 40 before he is really rocked and stuck back at about the 40-yard line. So that is a pickup on the play of about 7 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Corey Reagan into the play. He was the guy who made that big hit. So 2nd down and 3.
2nd and 3 Cobras.
For the Cobras. Moving from left to right as we look at it. We have in the backfield. Hummel did not start actually in the backfield, but he was in there in the last play, but they seem to be switching off the fullback. This is Grabowski. Regular I formation now. 5-2 defense for Methuen. Levine, long snap, spins, gives to DeRosa off right end, and he gets across the 45 as he spun away from a man, and there was a penalty marker in the play. It looked like he was brought down by a face mask as he picked up about 8 yards to about the 50-yard line before DeRosa was brought down. And so that's going to be a big 10-yard penalty marked off. Well, they mark it off 5 yards and an unintentional face mask, but it's going to be another 1st down for the Mitchell Club, moving from left to right as we look at it. So far, the Cobras have come out here running the football. and have been as successful as they were in the first half. It's a 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line for the Mitchell Club. Up to the line of scrimmage they come, slot to the far side. 2 backs in the backfield. That is Hummel and DeRosa. Levine under center, spins, gives to Hummel. Across the 45, battles his way for a couple of yards before he's brought down. There is one of the Methuen Outlaws scrambled out of the pack, and they say it's a fumble, and it is the Methuen recovery. And a big play there by Methuen, as it looked like the Cobras were marching again for another touchdown, but Pete Putro went in, and the linebacker, and picked off that play. So a big fumble with just under 12 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Offensively for Methuen, the center is Derek Ryan, the left guard. Tony Foreman, the right guard. Mike Gauthier, the left tackle. Jason Davis, the right tackle. Jimmy Curley, the tight end. Keith Gage, the fullback. Is Matt Gazda, the halfback. Tom Teresi, the wingback. Darrell Brown, the split end. Kyron Hobby, the quarterback. Rob Tamaro.
Thanks very much, John. Tamaro, hands under center, pitches out, and that does not fool anybody, as Gazda gets maybe doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage before he is brought down. Big defensive play over there by Al Counts, as he broke in to make the stop.
Defensively for Middleboro, the nose tackle is Dave Aruda, the left defensive end Rick Fuller, the right defensive end Andy Cushman, left outside linebacker Kevin Weaver, right outside linebacker is Aaron Bassett, the inside linebackers Tom Royal and Chris Giuliani in the secondary. Zach Eggers, Billy Royal, Kevin Enos, and Billy Jones.
All right, 2nd down and about 11 from the 41-yard line. I formation, slot to the right side. Handoff goes to Brown. He gets across the 40-yard line, falls forward maybe to the 41, and maybe picked up a yard, and that should bring up about a 3rd down and 10.
Good to see Brown back, Rick. He was really jolted by Billy Royal.
Yes, he was a bright light in the first half for Methuen, and it would have been a big loss if he wasn't able to continue. So they mark the football at about the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Outlaws, moving from right to left as we look at it. The defense for the Cobras has been mostly the 4-3, but they've been firing linebackers throughout the game. 1 back in the backfield, that is Brown. Tamaro pitches out to Brown, sweeping around to the right side, gets across the 45 and tiptoes out of bounds. So he's going to be shy of the 1st down by about 7-8 yards, and he's going to have to, looks like that the Outlaws are going to have to punt.
4th down and 7 Outlaws.
So the 4th down and 7 from the 45.
The officials for tonight's game, the referee Larry Keogh, the umpire Dan DeTesso, the headlinesman Andrew Smith, the back judge is Tom English. Paul Ty is the line judge, Harry Lehman on the clock, and Tony Sirico, the statistician.
Back to punt for the Outlaws will be Rich Grazzo. He has punted a couple times and has not had a great deal of success. Actually, 3 times for only an average of about 25 yards.
Back to punt.
Back to receive it is DeRosa, back about the 25-yard line. There's the snap. There's the kick. It's a good high spiral. DeRosa runs after it. He's not going to be able to catch it. Bounces about 30 and rolls back to the 30-yard line where it's down there. As it was John Robbins, the wide receiver, who was down to make the stop. However, we have a penalty on the Outlaws that should bring the play back, as it is blocking below the waist. And that is going to be a big penalty. And, well, let's see if the Cobras decide to take it or not.
Only a 25-yard punt, and they do miss White. We've said it all night, but when your punter's averaging 25 yards, the other team cannot help but get good field position to begin their offensive drives. So now down there on the field, talking with the referee Keogh is Chris Giuliani. He's saying, yeah, I guess we'll take it.
Well, it looks like they're going to push him all the way back and make him kick again. Well, the penalty is declined, so it's going to be surprise again, as they're going to take it over from their own 30-yard line. Moving from left to right as we look at it.
27-yard punt, no return.
The Cobras were able to pick up 3 first downs in that they were their first possession in the second half before the fumble was picked up. and that gave Methuen a break, but each time they've had the break, they have not been able to move the football. So the Cobras get it again, 1st and 10 from their own 30 with 9:35 left to play here in the third quarter. 15-0, Cobras leading. Methuen has had best success on defense when they have blitzed their linebackers. Let's see what they do here. Slot to the far side. 1st and 10 from the 30. 2 backs in the backfield. Levine bark signals, turns around, gives to Hummel across the 30, across the 35, and he powers his way across the 40 for a first down. And
extracurricular activity, but what a job Hummel's done, huh? As far as pounding through that line.
He's really been a bull. And that when you've got that power running from the fullback spot and DeRosa the quickness from the tailback, that's a tough duo to stop. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Cobras, moving from left to right from the 41-yard line. Methuen, again in their 5-2 defense, has not been really effective. Again, unless they do some blitzing. 2 backs in the backfield. This time it's Grabowski behind Levine in the fullback spot. LaRosa set off to his right, and wide receivers to both sides. Levine spins, gives to Grabowski. Oh, he's across the 50, the 40, could go down to the 35, down to the 30-yard line before he's finally brought down in a rolling tackle by one of the inside linebacker, Al Wood. So a big first down run by the Cobras, and now we've got some pushing and shoving down in the field. And finally the referees are able to break up that.
Alan Roycroft.
And Alan Roycroft on the shove. So a big first down run by Grabowski. A 30-yard run as the Cobra Club moving again. The Cobras moving from left to right. That is the 10th first down for the Mitchell Memorial Club Cobras. All right, they have a 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
You can see Methuen starting to get frustrated, Rick.
That's the second time now we've seen some extracurricular activities. High formation in the backfield for the Cobras. Riley here, flank to the near side. Looks like we have another wide receiver flank to the far side. Levine, hands under center. Looks both sides. Hummel is the fullback. DeRosa is the tailback. The handoff goes to DeRosa. Across the 25. He cuts to the near side across the 20 and keeps powering his way. And we have a penalty marker in the play as Hoey picks up the ball and scrambles up to the 30-yard line. But let's see if it was a fumble or not. And it looks like it was a fumble as DeRosa was fighting for yardage, but the ball popped loose, but we do have a flag.
Dennis Yo recovered the fumble. I think that they're going to call it back because that face mask occurred, I think, before the fumble. It may have occurred during the fumble, but we'll have to see. They have to sort this one out.
6:45 left to play here in the third period. And as DeRosa and Homo, they have been really battling. But the penalty is a face mask against the Outlaws, and then on the return, it is a clipping penalty. But the first penalty is going to be the one that applies, as that will mean that the Cobra Club is going to keep the football and get big yardage after that big run by DeRosa. So it looks like they're going to. We got a lot of commentary here from the press box for the referees, but all right, they mark the football right now at about the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mitchell Club, moving from left to right as we look at it. Maroon and white uniforms, maroon jerseys, white numerals, and they are moving that football. Big runs by Hummel and DeRosa, but on this play, primarily, they marked it off the penalty from the line of scrimmage. So that discounts the run. 2 backs in the backfield. Hummel directly behind the quarterback. And then DeRosa set off to his right side. Wide receiver split to both sides. Levine, again, another long count. Spins, gives to Hummel. All across right tackle, across the 20. And he pounds his way, across the 5. And down to about the 3-yard line. Pick up about 12 yards in the play. As it looks like it would be a first down. Depends where they mark the football. They They're marking it right now about the 3, a pickup of 12, and that's a first and goal to go from the 3.
We talk about DeRosa and Gonzalez and Levine, but he has been so impressive, the big bruising fullback.
Okay, we have 5:45 left to play here in the third period. A lot of crowd participation with the referees from the press box.
About 600 here tonight, taken in the playoff game.
It's exciting, whatever it is, from Middleboro, the Middleboro folks. All right, first and goal to go from the 3. 2 backs in the backfield. DeRosa is the tailback. Levine gives to DeRosa, and he's not going to get it this time, as he was stuck right as he went off tackle. As a real tough hit in there by Ed Casaletto to make the stop. And they actually going to give him a loss in the yard. And it's going to be a second and goal to goal from the 4-yard line. As DeRosa has run effectively, but not that time. And in the backfield, Hummel is in there now. Gonzalez, 1 wide receiver. Oh, it's a first and goal. So I don't know why they didn't count the run, but they didn't. They call it first and goal from the 4. Both backs now rush off in motion to the left side. That means 4 wide receivers to the left. Levine back, looks to the left. There's DeRosa. It's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Also over there in the play, the defender was Tony Barksdale. And Barksdale actually had a chance for an interception. And boy, I tell you, intercept that one, and that could have turned the game around in a hurry.
Absolutely, Rick. So it's now second and goal from the 4. But DeRosa, he's done everything. I think he's exhausted right now.
And he's played just a tremendous football game, as has Levine. But that was a big surprise right there, as they had both backs in motion off to the left and had 4 wide receivers. Let's see what they do now with a second down and 4. 2 backs in the backfield. Levine, the quarterback, turns, fakes to DeRosa. He scrambles, and he's not going to get much. And again, a big defensive play. Coming in is John Robbins, and also one of the linebacker, as in on the play was Gary Pfaff. And we have an injured Outlaw over here in the near sidelines. It looks like it is 61. Kenny Mulcahy, a linebacker. He's lying down and they're checking out one of his legs. So we have 4:22 to play here in the third period, with the Mitchell Club Cobras leading 15-0, and they have the football now with a third down and goal at the 2-yard line. And John, why don't you run down the standings and the playoff situation for us?
Okay, as Rick mentioned, Randolph playing a makeup game against Medway. That still is, for Charlestown at least, that's contingent upon Charlestown making the playoffs should Medway win. Marlboro finished at 9-1. Randolph is at 7-2. They have 1 game left. Middleboro finished at 7-3. Hockomock at 6-4. Hyde Park, Methuen, and Rhode Island all at 5-5. Good showing by those 3 clubs. And then Charlestown 4-6, Medway 3-6, Maine Warriors 2-8, the Maine Lions 1-9. So again, Hyde Park is at Hockomock tonight, and that should be tomorrow night rather. That should be a battle and a half. And then you have Rhode Island, who has to go into Marlboro.
It's still a confusing picture, because depending on what happens with Medway and Randolph, we're still not sure what's going on. Because Charlestown played very well late in the season, winning 3 in a row, and then they look like they're going to pick up their 4th one, but Medway surprised them up there with 3 big touchdowns, and they surprised them with a 22-14 victory, as Ed Sullivan didn't have a big game for Charlestown. But the injury was Mulcahy, and they're carrying him off to the sidelines, and so that means it's going to be third down and goal to go from the 2-yard line for the Cobras. And this is a big stand here from Methuen. They need to stop him here. In the backfield, we've got Gonzalez and DeRosa, and also Hummel is the fullback. So 3 backs in the backfield and 1 wide receiver. Levine bark signals. Long count, and we have movement by the left guard. On the play, that was Bill Fuller, And so that illegal procedure is going to mark the ball all the way back to the 7-yard line, where it'll bring up a third in, goal to goal from there. And that is, again, a big play, John.
Not only that, Middleboro has had trouble on third down. They're 0 for 3 tonight.
And it's a big difference. Now it's going to be awful tough to run in from the 7. And so that means they're probably going to have to see Levine put the football in the air. Montalbano is flanked out to the far side. Again, we get the 3 backs in the backfield. Levine, though, gives to Homos, pounding up the middle. And Methuen is ready for it, though. And they get it down to about the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play before they stop him. Tackle in there was Jim Curley. The right tackle was in there to drop him. So that looks like we may have, Gonzalez is in there. So he should go for the field goal. It would make sense. But let's see what the Cobras elect to do. Gonzalez was able to kick a 33-yarder in the second period, but yes, and let's see right now, Levine calls for a timeout for the Mitchell Club. So with 2:47 left here in the third period, and the Cobras leading 15-0, they are in a commanding position, but I'm surprised that they did not line up to go for the field goal. Now, perhaps there was some confusion because Gonzalez is in there. And so they, and again, so the timeout, and Gonzalez is now in there. It looks like they will probably go for the field goal. Holding in the play will be Zach Eggers. And they're going to put the football, let's see, about the 10, 11-yard line, about the 11 it looks like. We have a whistle. And the referee blowing the whistle. And we have a timeout by Methuen. So with 2:47 left to play here in the third period, and the Cobras leading 15-0, we have a timeout, and we're probably awaiting a Gonzalez field goal attempt. But Methuen wants to talk it over and see how they want to defend this. They have most of the time stayed in a 5-2 defense, and it's been most effective when they have blitzed some of the linebackers. But the rushing attack of the Cobras has been strong, as Homo and DeRosa especially have been powerful. But also we've had good running by Steve Grabowski. A couple times he's chipped in with big plays. Well, it looks like we're going to have the field goal attempt, as the ball is spotted about the 12-yard line. Eggers is holding. Gonzalez will be doing the kicking. There's the snap, the ball placed down, the kick is up, and it is good. Just curved in by the right goalpost, and so a timeout in the field, as the field goal by Gonzalez is good, and the score is 18 for the Mitchell Club Cobras and nothing for the Methuen Outlaws. Well, a big drive of 70 yards for the Cobras, and that was a big score. And that means that 2 touchdowns will not do it for Methuen. They're going to have to come in here, and they're going to have to get 3 scores. And that has been very difficult for them to do throughout this game and throughout the season, as their offense has not really been very potent. Now, a few weeks ago, I saw them play up in Charlestown, and they were able to move the football a little bit late in the game with short passing. On that time, the quarterback was McNeil. So let's see whether they go with Tamaro or McNeil at the quarterback here, as they trail by, it could be 3 touchdowns. And here comes the kickoff. Gonzalez kicking off from the 35. Deep is Tucker and Hobdy. Hobdy gets it about the 7-yard line, straight up the middle, across the 25, across the 30, and he falls forward to about the 32-yard line. Return in the play of about 25 yards by Hobdy. And in the tackle was Louis Kudo for the Cobras. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Outlaws at their own 32-yard line. Moving from right to left. Tamaro is still the quarterback, as he was throughout the first half. He's got in the backfield Brown at the tailback. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Tamaro hands under center, drops back, pitches out to Brown, and he spins away from one guy, but is not going to get away from everybody.
around the ball carrier
And he is down for a loss
by everybody.
at about the 27-yard line.
5.
Big loss, about 5 yards in the play.
Down.
And that'll bring up about, well, let's say they mark it at the 30-yard line, a loss of 2, and it'll bring a 2nd down and 12. So the big surprise in the play was they brought in another wide receiver. I didn't see his number on there, number 44.
Scott Tucker.
Scott Tucker. Okay, Scott Tucker. Yeah, we have him in there. They had Gage, Robbins, and Tucker in there, and Hobdy as receivers. High formation in the backfield. The deep back is Brown. Tamaro spins, gives to Brown, starts out to the right side, has to cut back to the left, pitches back to Tamaro, and he's going to be in trouble, but he spins away from a couple of men, gets across the 20, and he is back in trouble, gets across the 30, and got about 1 yard as Tamaro canned it off to Brown. Brown swept to the right and was in real trouble. Pitched back to Tamaro, who was not expecting it at all. Back around the 20, 18-yard line, and he was able to scramble back to pick up a yard before he was really confused and ran into some maroon jerseys and was brought down. So they're going to say it's a 3rd down and a long 10 here. So the ball marked at the 33-yard line as the Methuen moving from right to left in their white jerseys and blue numerals. And let's see, to the near side comes Hobdy. And in the backfield, 2 backs. It's Canary and Brown. Tamaro hands under center. Drops back in the pocket, almost stumbles, keeps his feet, throws over the middle, and it is, almost intercepted. Knocked away by Greg Raffi as he just was able to knock it away. The pass was intended for him, but he turned out to be a defender as he just was able to get a hand on it and knock it down up around the 40-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 for Methuen, and again, they're going to have to punt.
This Middleboro secondary is outstanding.
Thanks, John. They really covered that well, and fortunately for Methuen that pass was not picked off. But on the other hand, the way Rich Grazo has been punting, averaging only about 25 yards a kick. It has been, he might as well have been intercepted. So the ball's in the 33, 4th down and 10 from there. DeRose is back at his 38-yard line. There's the kick. Oh, it goes straight up in the air, end over end. Hits about the 46-yard line, and it hits somebody and is down by the Outlaws at the 48-yard line. Downing it was Keith Gage, the tight end, and it was only a 14-yard punt. Thanks, John. Ford Grazo, as he has really had a lot of trouble in 5 punts. So the Cobras are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line, moving from left to right with only 13 seconds left to play here in the 3rd period. Cobras leading 18-0 as their offense has been powerful throughout the 2nd and 3rd periods. All right, the bring it offense. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. The score is the Mitchell Club Cobras 18 and the Methuen Outlaws 0. So both teams will change sides. And John, if you could give us some stats, well, that would be great through the 3rd period. And so right now, we have Methuen trailing by actually 3 touchdowns, as the Methuen has been able to score 4 times with 2 touchdowns without getting the conversions, and then we have had 2 field goals by Gonzalez, so that makes the 18 points. Methuen, therefore, is going to have to come up with at least 3 touchdowns if they're going to get back into this game, or a couple of touchdowns, a couple of conversions, and a field goal. So, but they have not been able to move the football at all, and right now the Cobras got another opportunity to do some damage as they come up to the line of scrimmage. In the backfield, we have DeRosa, Levine, and Hummel. Flanked to the near side is Mark Shea now. And Riley goes out to the far side. 5-2 defense for the Methuen Outlaws. Back to pass, Levine throws out to the right side toward Riley. He's there, and he's going to be able to roll in for the touchdown. A big 47-yard touchdown pass. Levine to Riley. as Riley just went on the fly pat him from his right wide receiver position for that 6-point touchdown. As he just blew by Hoy and rambled in for the touchdown. And what a great pass by Levine as he led him perfectly. Dan Riley's second big reception this evening. The first one was for 46 yards to set up the first touchdown, and this one for their third touchdown, a 47-yard touchdown strike. And they're going to go for the extra point here. Gonzalez in. He will try the point after, and Zach Eggers will do the holding from the 10-yard line. Big play. That just about could put the game out of reach. There's a snap. Ball placed down by Eggers. The kick is up, and it splits the uprights. And wait a minute, we have a flag in the play. And let's see what it is, but that, whether they're going to, well, so far, it looks like Cobras are going to be marching back this way, so it looks like the kick is going to be counted. The penalty is against the Outlaws. It's an offside, so that will be assessed on the kickoff. And the score is right now 25 for the Cobras and nothing for the Outlaws.
Stats through 3/4 of play. The only scoring came when Mike Gonzalez hit a 22-yard field goal at 2:40 of the third quarter. Methuen, 28 yards rushing, -50 passing for -22 yards total offense. Middleboro, 141 rushing, 69 passing for 210 yards total offense. First downs, 12-6 Middleboro. Penalties, Methuen 4 for 40, Middleboro 3 for 20. Time of possession 25:57, Middleboro 19:03 Methuen.
Considering the difference in yardage, John, it's hard to believe that Methuen's even had it for 19 minutes. Well, Gonzalez will be kicking off from the 40-yard line, from right to left as we look at it here with just underway in the fourth period. There's the kick. Hobdy and Tucker are deep. Kickoff is grabbed by Tucker at the 17, up to the middle, now cutting off here to the near side, round to the right side, and he gets up to about the 30-yard line before he is brought down by John Avila, special teams player who has done a good job. And so it's 1st and 10 for the Outlaws from their own 30-yard line, moving from left to right. Well, it looks like they're going to have to score and score quickly. And let's see who they bring at a quarterback. Again, it's Tamaro. And again, he is this time. We'll see if they do some running or if they're going to try just an all-out passing attack here. And one thing they're going to have to look out for is the fact that the Cobras defense, the front four, has been tough all day. And now with a 25-0 lead, they're going to be pinning their ears back and just coming right in there. It's going to be tough. So Gazda in the backfield, rather Canary. He's in there with, all right, in motion is Brown. Tamau rolls around to the left side. He is in trouble, and he is spun down for a big loss. And he lets go of the football, but he falls on it. At about the, let's see, back around the, see where they mark it. Aruda was in on the tackle. It's a big 10-yard loss. And so it's back to the 20-yard line, so it'll be a 2nd and 20.
Dave Aruda, the leading sack, the sack leader for Middleboro with the 7th quarterback sack of the season.
7 quarterback sacks. Did you say he had 3 in the first quarter or first half? No, that was the Cobras. Oh, Billy Royal. Okay. All right, here we go. We have one wide receiver to the far side, another receiver to the near side. Tamaro, hands under center. Bark signals. High formation in the backfield. Hand up right up the middle, and that is not going to get much at all. Maybe got up to about the 25-yard line, or maybe back to the line of scrimmage, rather, the 20-yard line. As Teresi carried, maybe they give him a yard. And that is going to be a bring up from the 21, a 3rd down and 19 of a pickup of about a yard. Brown into the backfield for the Methuen, and we have a new quarterback as McNeil is in there, now replacing Tamaro.
Just want to let you know, Rick, that Middleboro, when they win this game tonight, will have to wait a week because after Randolph plays Medway, Randolph will play Charlestown, which was most likely, and then the winner of that game will play Middleboro.
Okay, there's a quick pass to Tucker. He gets up to the close to the 30 and falls across the 30, close to that first down, John. And it looks like, well, let's see, there's some tempers flaring for the Cobras. And let's see what they look like. They mark the football right near the 30-yard line. The pickup on the play of about 11 yards. And it is just shy. No, they're going to give them the, well, they're at the 30-yard line. It's going to bring a 4th down and 10. Has a pickup of 11, but they had 21 to go. So up to the line of scrimmage come the Outlaws. And it looks like they're going to punch. And again, it's DeGrasso. And even trailing 25 to nothing, I guess they can expect that with 10:35 to go, they might as well punt. There's the snap. DeGrasso barely gets the kickoff. It is blocked, actually, and hits about the 40-yard line. Gets a good roll for Methuen, and is finally down at about the 45-yard line by the Cobras, as that was a terrible kick by Grasso.
Aaron Bassett got his big paw on it. That's a fumble recovery and a block punt by Aaron.
Big block, as that is going to, that just puts even more pressure on the Outlaws from the 45-yard line, it seems where they mark it. So big block by the Cobras. However, a good roll, got a little extra yards for the from Methuen on that kick. But the Cobras marching from right to left as we look at it.
Rick, again, just so Middleboro will play the winner of Randolph and whomever. Okay, that's basically who they'll play.
Okay. Excuse me, Cobras with the football, 1st and 10 from their 45-yard line, moving from right to left. Levine, we have a new quarterback. The handoff goes up the middle to about the, down to about the 41-yard line, pick up about 4 yards in the play. We have kind of a new backfield in there for the Cobras.
The quarterback, and that was Pete Simmons.
That was Pete Simmons who made the run.
Gain in the play of 3, 2nd down, 7 Cobras.
So let's see, they give him a 3-yard gain, and it is 2nd down and 7 now. Quarterback is Chris Pryor.
15, Chris Pryor is a quarterback.
Pryor hands under center, I formation in the backfield. There's a blitz. Pryor hands up right up the middle, and hit immediately in the backfield. For a loss is Jeff Cormier. As Cormier, that was his first carry, and he comes out and is replaced in the backfield by Gonzalez and Mark Shea. So we have quite a bit of substitutions now by the Cobras, and so we'll try to follow them for you. And it is a 3rd down and 9 from the 43-yard line for the Cobras. Gonzalez to the near side. The quarterback remains Chris Pryor. Wing back in the backfield and 1 back. Pryor bark signals, spins, drops back. He scrambles out to the near side, and he is sacked in the backfield and wrapped up for a big loss of about 10 yards. And in the play was Alan Roycroft to make the sack as he came in quickly as they blitzed and sacked him. They marked the football at the 47-yard line, and that is a loss of 10 on the play, and that's going to bring up a big 18-yard 4th down and 18. So that was probably going to be a punt. Being a punt for the Cobras. And this is the first punt of the night by De La Rocca. And back in punt formation, back to receive it is Anthony Barksdale. There's the snap to De La Rocca. He gets the kick. Barksdale is going to let it hit at about the 10-yard line, and it rolls into the end zone. And it's a big 53-yard punt. No return on the play. What a kick by De La Rocca. So the Outlaws will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
That was 20 yards over his season average of 33 this year.
Well, that was probably a big mistake by Tony Barksdale letting the ball hit, as that it hit about the 15 and bounced in from there. So that was a big bounce and 15 added yards. But instead it bounced into the end zone, so Methuen will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. They're trailing here 25-0 with only 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the football game. We have a pause in the action as Methuen now, McNeil is bringing in is going to be the quarterback again on this series of downs. And let's see who's got Gazder in the backfield with also Tom Teresi. Gazder and Teresi in the backfield. McNeil back to pass, and he is rushed. He's able to avoid one man, but that's it, as he's going to lose big yardage back to about the 12-yard line, about an 8-yard loss. Big sack by Terry Reagan, and that's going to bring up a big second down and 18 yards to go. Oh, they mark it back to the 11, so second and 19. As, boy, the Cobras have really been pounding in there. That's the 7th sack for Middleboro in this football game. Boy, that really can hurt your passing attack. Up to the line of scrimmage they come. Rafferty comes to the near side. I formation in the backfield. McNeil pitches out, goes to Brown. Brown sweeping right to the near side, gets across the 20-yard line before he is rolled out of bounds. Big play over there by Kevin Sittler, knocked him out of bounds. And there is a flag in the play. And let's see what the problem is. It seemed like he got across the 20, got up to the 22-yard line, but the penalty against the Cobras. So it is a personal foul and a big 15 yards added on to that run by Darrell Brown. So that brings it all the way up to the 37-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Outlaws. As the Cobras have been really battling. That was a big run by Brown, and that's going to give Methuen a little bit of running room here, trailing 25-0.
That's the first down this half.
That is the first down, John tells us here in the first half of Methuen. High formation, that's Gazder and Brown. McNeil pitches out to Brown. He is hit immediately for another big play and a big drop. Into the tackle for Methuen quickly was Darrell Johnson, as he just knifed in and dropped him, as Brown had no chance at all. A big loss on the play of 10 yards. So a big 2nd down and 20 for Methuen from the 27-yard line. Boy, Methuen has just had no offense at all. They had minus 22 yards in that for the first 3 quarters. All right, I formation in the backfield. Again, it's Canary, and looks like Teresi this time. McNeil bark signals, drop back, fakes handoffs, and gives. And that's not going to get much at all. It's Teresi who maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Does not look like he did. It looks like he lost yardage, as the Cobras' front line just continues to be tough. Loss back to the 25-yard line, and another loss of 2. So that's going to bring a big 3rd down and 22 from the 25-yard line. Hobdy in for Methuen. McNeil, the quarterback, as the Cobras are now loosening up a little bit on defense, spreading things out, but it has not helped Methuen at all. With only 3:51 left to play, trailing 25-0. I formation in the backfield, and we have movement in the line. Moving was the right tackle, Mike Gauthier, or right guard, as he just stood up. And that's just a lack of concentration. At this point, when your offense is just not moving, that's a sign of frustration, and that's going to bring up now, a big, let's see, that's now 3rd and 27 for the Outlaws. They're marching backwards. Hobdy goes to the far side. To the near side comes Raffia. High formation in the backfield. McNeil back to pass. He's rushed. Throws a quick screen pass to Brown at the 20, and he's hit right there. And maybe he's bounced forward to about the 22, or maybe a pickup of 2 or 3 yards before he stopped. And that'll bring up a 4th down and about 25 yards, 4th and 25 for Methuen from their own 22-yard line. And looks like Tony Grasso is going to come in and try to punt again. He has had absolutely no success at all punting. What is his punting average here, John?
Rich Grasso has punted for 22, 27, 25, 25, 13, 14. That's about 19 yards per punt.
And you might as well, at those numbers, forget the punt and just try to run it or pass. Okay, back to pass. And here's the punt, even into the wind, as John said. DeRosa back, and here's the punt, and it hits short at about the 38-yard line. It bounces forward to the 40, where it is down right there by Methuen. So it is going to bring a 1st and 10 for the Cobra. It's only a 19-yard punt for Grasso, as the punting has just not been effective at all. So let's see what we do regarding the backfield for the Cobras. As again, the quarterback is Pryor, and we have wholesale changes in the backfield. I formation. The pitch out goes to the wide to the right side. Running, the tailback gets a hit at the 30 and then sprints away from one man and knocked out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. It was Flavel who carried in the play, David Flavel, and he is going to lose yardage, about 6. So back to about the 47-yard line. Loss of the play of about 6. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 16.
The Cobras will play again in 2 weeks.
So, John.
Okay, Rick. As far as the national rankings go, nationwide, according to the Minor League Football Alliance, the Marlboro Shamrocks, who've only yielded 6 points defensively in their last 6 games, are ranked number 4 in the country. Randolph, number 7, Middleboro, number 8, and Hockomock, number 17. According to the AFA, Marlboro, Randolph, and Middleboro are listed in the top 20.
Thanks, John. I formation in the backfield. Gonzalez to the near side. Wide receiver flanked out to the far side. Levine back, and he hands off. And again, getting no yards, Jeff Cormier, as he loses yards as well. And this is, of course, right now with the Cobras just putting a lot of their subs, and they lose 4 yards in the play back to their own 49-yard line. It's going to bring a big 3rd down and 20 for the Cobras with only a minute 37 seconds left. 25-0, Cobras leading, and they're just really right now running out the clock.
The Cobras game will be the
high formation in the backfield.
5 p.m. at Randolph.
Flanked out of the near side is Mark Shea.
On next week in the playoffs, the game will be here.
Levine, Pryor back to pass. He's blitzed, throws over the middle. It's complete at the 50, 45, and bouncing forward to the 42-yard line was Chris Simmons. And he picked up on the play about 8 yards, and that will bring up about a 2nd down or 4th down and 13. But we have a flag in the play, personal foul against Methuen. So that's going to add 15 yards to the play and bring up a 1st down for the Cobras, marking it all the way down to the 28-yard line of the Outlaws. So 1st and 10 for the Cobras from the 28-yard line. 57 seconds left to play in the football game. 25-0, Cobras leading over the Methuen Outlaws. All right, Pryor, guy formation in the backfield. He pitches back out, and looks like we have an end around coming to the near side. Pina, that's across the 30, across the 25 to the 20, and falls forward to about the 19-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by Alan Roycroft. Pick up over 10 yards in the play. And to give him 9, it'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 from the 20-yard line. Wholesale changes by the Cobras. And they're giving everybody an opportunity to run with the football, and they're still moving it. They got the football and have now picked up 2 first downs, and the clock running out. We have 1 second, and that's it. As the Mitchell Club Cobras have beaten the Methuen Outlaws by a score of 25-0. So a big win here in the opening round of the playoffs by the Mitchell Club, as they come out here with a tremendous offensive attack, have moved the football up and down the field throughout the game, and especially in the 2nd and 3rd quarters, and then a big pass opening up the 4th quarter really turned the 1st quarter that was a very defensive quarter into just a rout by the Cobras. And Methuen just never got any offense going at all. In fact, they gained minus yardage. So here to give you some stats is John Horrigan. John?
Thank you, Rick. Great job, and great job done by Lloyd as well. Scoring summary. At 14:57 of the second quarter, Middleboro jumped out to a 6-0 lead as Tony DeRosa went in from 1 yard. Out Gonzalez extra point, no good. 6-0 Middleboro. Then at 13:35 of the second quarter, Tony DeRosa caught a 6-yard pass from Todd Levine. The 2-point conversion was no good. 12-0 Middleboro. Then with 1:55 to play in the first half, Gonzalez hit a 33-yard field goal. 15-0 Middleboro at the half. In the third quarter, the relentless pressure continued. Mike Gonzalez hit a 22-yard field goal at 2:40 of the third quarter, 18-0 Middleboro. Then with 14:52 to play in the game, Dan Riley caught a 47-yard touchdown pass from Todd Levine. Gonzalez's kick was good. The final, 25-0. Statistics. Methuen, 29 rushing, minus 29 passing, 0 yards total offense. Middleboro, 142 yards rushing, 114 passing for 256 yards total offense. First downs, Middleboro 13, Methuen 7. Penalties, Methuen 6 for 60, Middleboro 4 for 35. Time of possession, Middleboro 38-59, Methuen 21-01. It was great working with you again, Rick, and I really enjoyed it.
Thanks very much, John. Great working with you. Unfortunately, we've worked together and had 2 routes. First, it was the Randolph route of Hyde Park, and then tonight, what looked like it might be a tough opening round of the playoffs turned into a rout as Methuen and Middleboro battled in the first period to a scoreless tie, and both teams were just blitzing and sacking the other team without mercy. But in the second half, it turned all around. And the big thing was the running of DeRosa, I think, really loosened things up for the Cobras. And then some precision passing from Levine to first Riley and then to Montalbano really hurt as Riley caught 2 big deep passes, one for 46 yards, setting up the first touchdown, and then a 47-yarder that scored to open the fourth quarter. And that was pretty much the story.
So, for Rick and Lloyd, my name is John Horrigan saying so long from Battersfield to Middleboro. The final score, Middleboro 25, Methuen nothing. We'll catch you down the road in the playoffs, everybody. Thanks for watching.